All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game and a match between Lucifer versus Lynn. This game taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Hey, Captain Danger, how are you doing? Hey, Croats, I'm Croats. I guess you're talking to me. That's not how my name is spelled, but you know what? Nicknames, I guess they're all right. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. Lucifer spawning as the blue undead over here. Meanwhile, well, I'm gonna go ahead and keep the colors, as I want to make sure I can keep and track a Blade Master. Sorry, autocorrect. No, if you're watching on your phone, thank you. Autocorrect right there. Let's take a look. Altar of Storms, Orc Burrow, Barracks currently coming into play. Meanwhile, Graveyard, Crypt, Altar of Darkness is a little bit delayed. There's the Ziggurat now, and that does mean it is most likely going to be a Crypt Fiend opening. One Ghoul followed by a Crypt Fiend followed by the Death Knight. That is a common opening for Undead players, as we should be getting everything underway. 9/20 supply compared to 15/20 now. It is going to be a Blade Master. Barracks should get done. And with that said, we know the early openings of this game. Now, if we do not see a Death Knight, we could perhaps see a Dark Ranger as a type of tavern hero, but the Death Knight is such an integral part of the Undead army with that heal, with that movement speed, that it is very, very rare to not see the Death Knight as the opening hero. Let's take a look. There it is. It is going to be the Death Knight, but is going to be significantly delayed, I believe by about 30 seconds overall, giving the Blade Master plenty of time to clear out some creep camps. Hey, TGLOBR, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in and stopping by and saying hi. As well, Crypt Fiends will get added here. Now, normally the Crypt Fiend does try to go to a very, very close creep camp and then engage and pull units back onto the Blight. While fighting on Blight, Undead units get very good passive regeneration, but on a map like Twisted Meadows, that just really isn't possible. There's no easy creep or easy location at all, as the Blade Master, well, using that wind walk technique, able to trap that stone golem between a barracks and a tree. Once the golem passed through, and then the Blade Master finishes off that unit. Very, very useful strategy indeed, as this Crypt Fiend still on the hunt for this red Blade Master, not named October. Anyways, Blade Master gonna go ahead and clear out this 5-3-3 creep camp here. Double healing salves, in addition to also having a scroll of speed, rune bracers. That is going to be extremely helpful in this particular matchup because Undead players use so much magic damage. A Death Knight with the Death Coil, Frost Nova with Frost Nova on the Lich coupled with Destroyers means that the Blade Master often takes more magic damage than, say, in any of the other matchups. The Blade Master with that heroic armor and now with rune bracers will take significantly less damage, and that one item may be all the difference. One of the key things that you have to remember when playing in a matchup like this: know your opponent's items. I know I said it in the earlier game today. If you do not know your opponent's items, a strategy that would normally work out fairly well, Destroyers, hero nuking, trying to take out your opponent's main source of damage, that Blade Master can all of a sudden fall short. Blade Master gonna get clear out this Null Ward and creep camp. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this, using a sacrificial skull to get Blight over here on the bottom left hand side of the map, and that is going to give some additional healing to all of these units here. Now, are we going to perhaps be looking at an Acolyte making its way over and summoning up a Necropolis and some other things? No, we are not. That Blight is just going to hang around temporarily, as the Blade Master may want to do a little bit of checking. If the Blade Master notices that Talisman of Evasion, he at least knows that this creep camp has been cleared out. Death Knight now going to be going after this Null Overseer creep camp here. Meanwhile, off to the north, Skeletal Minion trying to take down a Peon will end up just hiding in an orc burrow and throw spears. Back at all of the action, Blade Master going to be able to get in some Windwalk strikes onto some of these units here, and this could be a big deal, getting more experience than he normally would, and now going after the Crypt Fiends. Blade Master is already down to 336 hit points. Death Knight, however, doesn't want to trade his mana for hit points on a Blade Master, as the Crypt Fiend getting healed back up to 328 hit points worth significantly more. Crypt Fiend still dancing back around. Blade Master could be in trouble though. Gonna try and get away. Damage is starting to add back up as the Blade Master gets out of range of those Crypt Fiends in order to use that healing salve. Units are now looking to back away again. Grunts heading back over here to the top left. Meanwhile, Blade Master does a quick check to make sure that there is no expansion there, and he knows at least for some time he does not need to check that expansion location. Shadow Hunter now out onto the field as we are teching into Fortress. That means we are going to be going into Tier 3. Death Knight gets the Death Coil off to finish off that unit. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiend down to 200 hit points isn't going to be able to get away. Death Knight, well, has a little bit more healing to do. Gets in harm's way to try and protect his underlings. Good bosses and people who care about you will, well, fall on their sword or fall to protect you, and that's exactly what the Death Knight did. Good leaders protect their underlings. We'll see if that holds true, as we are now looking at the Grunts attempting to take down this Gnoll Overseer here. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 1. I do not believe it will be able to get to level 2. Meanwhile, Blade Master finishes off this Gnoll Brute and is now going to be forced to get away. Down to 148 hit points, down to 93, 37, 18, and Wind walks at 20 hit points. A little bit very dangerous indeed, and should be using that healing salve, already down to 50 hit points now as it returns back home. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 1 could get to level 2. Grunt purposely being pulled away. Blade Master could try and pick up some of these items or some of these mercenaries as well. Shadow Hunter going to go ahead and get in position, and even though he's sticking around in this location to try and fight, you can see what Fly's doing. Fly is purposely fighting with his back towards the creeps and towards these trees. He's not going to be pinched between the creeps and his opponent's units, and that's really what you're trying to guard against as the Shadow Hunter sits at level 2. Blade Master back down to the south here, spots all of this. This could be very bad. Healing wave onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter down to 42 hit points, trying to get away, down to 36, down to 24, down to 16. Is that going to hit him? Down to 6. And he is able to stay alive. The healing salve, however, has come to an end. Blade Master, where has it gone? Now trying to run back away. Shadow Hunter is now getting in some heals, but wow, extremely close on that Shadow Hunter, but able to live and fight another day. Blade Master now heading over here to the bottom right, going after a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend does get a 400 hit point Death Coil heal though, as the Blade Master gonna go straight after the Force Troll Warlord instead, denying the experience, picking up the item, and now heading away. That is gonna be a setback as the Lich is barely on the board with any sort of experience. Raiders looking perhaps for a couple of ensnares is going to be able to do any of that. Forest Troll Trappers and these remaining units will also get taken down as the Ogre Warrior, well, separated from the rest of the army, now looking to pull back. Blade Master finishes off those units here. It looks as though this is going to work out well. Tauren Chieftain should rejoin up on the army, picks up a Scroll of Speed and boots, a Scroll of Speed, and also that healing salve to try and heal up all of these units here as the Shadow Hunter now makes its way down. Blade Master looking to clear out this creep camp is going to be able to finish off the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend gets a Frost Armor, more than enough to try and protect as the Death Knight gets in the Death Coil and is deciding that, you know what, he does not want to stick around this fight for very long. Teleporting back home, we still do not see an expansion as of yet. Meanwhile, off to the north, well, we are finally getting into the reinforced defenses to give fortified armor to those orc burrows. Tauren Chieftain does have Stomp right now, or I have to believe Tome of Experience being dropped. Who's going to pick it up? Tauren Chieftain gets it, and that will in fact give him level 2 after the end of this creep camp. Level 2 Tauren Chieftain, level 2 Endurance Aura, a very big deal indeed. The Shadow Hunter will get to level 3, and the Tauren Chieftain will get to level 2. Perfect double level up while creeping, and the Tome of Experience had a lot to do with that. 50 supply compared to 47. Who is sitting on more gold? 444. Versus I don't know because it's not showing me. All right, let's see. Lucifer is sitting on 88. All right. Let's take a look back across over here and still doing more creeping. The Tauren Chieftain should have been throwing down some stomps. There you go. A big stomp slowing everything down here as we are getting in a Gem of Health. Gem of Health giving a level 2 Tauren Chieftain over 1100 hit points. That Gem of Health gives him 300 additional hit points at this point. And with 300 extra hit points, well, he's just looking alive and well. Tauren Chieftain will get to level 3 as the Blade Master sits at level 3 and the Shadow Hunter sits at level 3. Pit Lord, Lich, Death Knight, 4-2-1 versus 3-3-3. Who really has the advantage? 50 over 55 supply. Lucifer finally breaking into the low upkeep and ready to push on through with the current army that he has. Let's take a look. A Shade is going to be trying to make its way over. Crypt Fiend's going to be able to finish off one of those Voodoo Lounges extremely fast as the Pit Lord looks to finish off this one particular Orc Burrow. Back down to the south, it looks as though the Tauren Chieftain, the Kodo Beast, Blade Master trying to just get into the right spot to finish off that Banshee, but not before more units will end up getting lost. Lich may be forced to retreat back out now. Let's take a look. Grunt trying to get in between all over every which way. The Pit Lord is in that front spot. Stomp now being thrown down to slow down some of those units as the Banshee is going to be in trouble. Banshee down to 53 hit points, down to 26. There it goes. Now taken down. A big stomp on that Tauren Chieftain, and you cannot plan to surround that Tauren Chieftain. That Tauren Chieftain is just far too strong. Blade Master continuing this fight. Howl of Terror reducing the damage of all of these red units off over here as Lyn is actually starting to fall apart against Lucifer. So Lyn and Lucifer still continuing to fight. Sorry, I know I said fly a couple of times. Blade Master now going after this Obsidian statue here. Another big stomp coming in from Lyn, shutting down Lucifer's units, but who's going to come out ahead? 44 supply compared to 53. Obsidian statue could get taken out, and why isn't it taken out yet? I'm not 100% sure. It is so low on hit points. One more shot, there it goes. Now continuing to go after more units again. Hex onto this unit there is going to get taken down. Healing Wave, and wow, beautiful timing right there. Frost Nova, Blade Master gets taken down. Lich gets up to level 3 as this Obsidian statue was able to heal that Lich up enough right in the backfield. Playing on the edge of a sword, almost losing some big units there as the peons now get to work to try and repair this Orc Burrow. Blade Master resurrected back at the tavern. Tauren Chieftain, however, low on hit points. Kodo Beast is off over here as well. Are we going to see more units run into the proper position as the Lich will end up taking down this Voodoo Lounge without a problem? All right, let's take a look. Blue gonna try and continue to push their way through. Lucifer in a great spot. Meanwhile, Lyn is behind by 8 supply. He is not out of this game yet, but he needs things to go his way to come out ahead. 3-3-3 compared to, I believe, a 4. Is it a 4-3-1? Yeah, a 4-3. A 4-3-2 now as the Pit Lord gets to level 2. Ogre Magi will get taken down. Lich not in any danger of leveling as of yet. Pit Lord, Belt of Giant Strength, that could be given to the Death Knight, as the Death Knight does benefit highly from that, from all of that strength. All right, quick burrow there. Dust of Appearance going to try and take down that unit. Big Dust of Appearance followed by a Death Coil to save that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend very low on hit points. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it will. Meanwhile, Raiders are going to try to continue and engage. Kodo Beast eats a Crypt Fiend. And what's happening here as the Blade Master looks to try and finish off a Destroyer. Destroyer now taken down as well. Blade Master wants that damage to start proccing. There it goes. Finishes off another Crypt Fiend. 42 supply compared to 42 as another big hit comes through. 45 supply compared to 42. Raider finishes off a Banshee there as the Death Knight going after an Obsidian statue down to 178 hit points. It is missing its target a number of times, causing problems, but it does finally get taken down. All right, Undead Tri-Hero walking back to base. 5-4 or 5-3-2. or 4-3-2 going up against, I believe it is a 4-3-3. Looking for that Blade Master could never be more difficult. Yeah, it's 4-4-3-3. Shadowhunter is also very close to level 4. Orc Burrow being built here at the 3 o'clock location to monitor this expansion. Lucifer up on supply, 45 compared to 42, as the units are now, well, the Forest Troll Berserkers, or the Troll Berserkers, now making their way to figure out and take down the remainder of this Stone Golem creep camp. If you remember early on, that is the first creep that fell, giving the item to that Blade Master, those rune braces to that Blade Master early on, and now leaving the experience there for others to pick up. Meanwhile, back at the other side of the map, we see, well, a Ziggurat right here, Nerubian Tower, and the Haunted Gold Mine with a bunch of acolytes here, giving the economic advantage to Lucifer. Lucifer wants to hold this expansion for as long as possible, and while not letting his opponent know about it. If he's able to bank up a large enough army, once the fight does break out, what ends up happening is that the Blade Master just simply is not ready for it. Blade Master taking a little bit of superficial damage there, able to run back, and will spot this expansion location. Blade Master going after the Acolyte. Acolyte down to 89 hit points, down to 91, a big miss caused by that Banshee there, as the Blade Master gets in double critical strikes to finish off the unit. I believe it's a 15% chance per strike. So what is that? 1 in 13 times 1 in 13? What, 169 times will that happen, as the Blade Master now goes after the Acolyte to try and finish things off. However, he is missing his target awfully much, as he is still cursed. Back off to the north here. Tauren Chieftain may be able to get in here with a big stomp. No, does not try to go for it. I am a bit surprised. Here we go, now trying to get in position. No, deciding to back off again. Endurance Aura is at level 2. That is 20% movement speed increase. But the Death Knight also with level 2, I gotta believe, level 2 Unholy Aura, giving in faster movement speed and a passive regeneration even during the day. Shadowhunter, Tauren Chieftain still wandering to make a round. Meanwhile, back over here to the bottom left, Lucifer trying to clear up this Stone Golem creep camp. Will be able to do exactly that. Pitlord now at 3. Death Knight is at 4, almost 5. Blade Master shows up to the party. Banshee quickly gets taken down. Banshee, is any other units going to get finished off here? I do not believe so. And this is going to be a perfect opportunity for Lyn to try and regain his composure and get back into this game. Lyn is still a little bit behind right now. 4-4-4, I believe, on his creep, on his heroes. Meanwhile, his opponent does have, I believe, a 5-4-3. Nope, almost 5-4-3. And with that level 3 Death Coil, those heals are just going to be far too powerful to try and burst through. Tauren Chieftain off to the north, clearing out this Ogre Warrior creep camp. Should end up falling rather fast. There it goes. Tauren Chieftain is seeing that level 4. Shade is going to spot all of this, though, and it could turn into a potential creep jack. Forest Troll Trapper also going to get taken down. Wind Riders here ready to go. Tauren Chieftain making its way back down, as the Blade Master wanders back down as well, looking to perhaps try and clear out this creep camp, not knowing that the Undead army is here ready and willing to greet him. Orc Burrow still holding this location here. No last fight as of yet. 61 supply over 80 compared to 63 over 80. We are extremely even in this matchup, as the Abomination now looks to head back. That is obviously going to be a front-line unit when the time comes.
Let the killing begin.
Pitlord now making its way through. Headhunter, Stomp, trying to finish off the Lich. Lich has a Potion of Invulnerability and a Death Knight nearby. Blade Master trying to still finish off more units. Howl of Terror followed by a Stomp here, as the Blade Master, well, unable to finish off the Lich before a Death Coil goes down. Death Knight now sits at level 5, still with plenty of mana. 300 hit or 600 hit point heal should be more than enough, as the Shadowhunter, well, heals himself in order to stay alive a little while longer. Scroll of Town Portal now being used. Lich, is it going to be able to finish off some more units? I do believe so. but I don't see what was actually taken down. Overall supply 60 compared to 59. Lich, Death Knight, Pit Lord now making their way off to the north. I believe it is a 5-4-3 now compared to a 4. Is it a 4-4-4? All right, 5-4-3 compared to a 4-4-4. Who really has the lead? Difficult to tell. The Blade Master very close to level 5. Tauren Chieftain also close to level 5. I believe the Shadow Hunter is also close to level 5. If I could, in fact. Where is the Shadow Hunter? I could just click there. All right, there it goes. Shadow Hunter now being transferred over here to the top right to try and stop the expansion before it gets up and running. Orc Burrow under repair. Lich gets in, I believe, some Frost Nova damage. Howl of Terror to slow up much of the damage once again as the Obsidian statues are now hiding in the back. 68 supply compared to 62. Lich looking to engage. There goes another force or a troll berserker as the war of attrition is starting to take root. Big stomp right there, but stomp does not reveal any burrowed units as I originally thought. Let's take a look. There goes one Crypt Fiend. This Crypt Fiend is now back out onto the field, but it should get taken out as well as the Blade Master, well, finishes off a third Crypt Fiend so far. 56 supply compared to 59. Crypt Fiend's now trying to fight back here. Tauren Chieftain with another big stomp, reducing their damage and forcing them to take more damage as retreat is pretty much fairly impossible. All right, Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 4. Desperately wants to get to level 5. Who is going to get into level 5 on their second heroes first? Well, definitely not Lin, as Lin has lost his lost one of his units on this. Yeah, no, there was no resurrection. All right, let's go. Let's take a look at this here. Kodo Beast trying to digest an abomination in peace. Not going to be allowed to. He's just going to be running to the back here. It probably still has about 100 hit points. Abominations have a large amount of mana, and it still may just be slowly being digested. I don't know the last time you had an undead main course as your protein during dinner. I do not recommend it. All right, Pit Lord here ready to go. Abominations here ready to go. Death Knight gonna finish off this creep camp, and once this creep camp is gone, I believe Lucifer is now full in control of the game, should be able to finish things off and, well, move right along. All right, let's take a look. Great Hall gonna get finished off here. Meanwhile, back over here on the bottom left, Lucifer has a second expansion already up. Yes, there is an expansion already up over here as well. It has slowly been mined, but all at the same time, this expansion I do not believe has been scouted by his opponent. 2,500 in this gold mine here starting off. So what, 500 gold has recently been taken out of that gold mine, meaning it's about 1 minute of mining, a little bit less, as we're now taking a look at another necropolis coming in from Lucifer. Lucifer channeling his inner moon to try and expand everywhere on the map, but not exert himself far too thin. 40 supply compared to 70. He has the bigger economic advantage, but, well, all money can really do is buy combat units that help you win even further, and we'll see if that is going to be the case. Blade Master decides to break the chase and now head back as an abomination over here to the top right. Well, does not spot anything there.
Our town is under attack.
All right, let's take a look. Great Hall about to get finished off. Death Knight and, well, the Pit Lord looking to finish off peon after peon. All the peons are now taken down. Let's take a look at this. Lich is almost at level 5. This could be an extremely big deal. Almost level 5 on the Lich, level 5 on the Death Knight already. So it is a 5-4-3 compared to what I have to believe. Is it a, what, 5-4-3? There is one. Blade Master now down across over here. Tauren Chieftain trying to finish off all these acolytes. Acolytes suffering far too much damage. Tauren Chieftain should be able to just stomp here to try and prevent any sort of escape. Meanwhile, where are all of these units trying to go next? 7350 gold compared to 11580 gold. Meanwhile, we had an expansion off to the 12 o'clock location, it is no longer there. My apologies. I still see it on the minimap. Lucifer is sitting at 70 supply pretty much compared to 35. Lucifer is in a dominant position in the driver's seat of this game. Howl of Terror slowing all of those Crypt Fiends down. Abomination, however, pretty much not affected by it, but we could see a handful of purges in addition. Tauren Chieftain tries to put his foot down, takes down one Banshee, but that is going to be it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.